Mission 2, Extra Time. Good evening. Today you'll be operating a stopping service to Mount Florida to collect the spectators from the stadium. So hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Glasgow Games Train Sim 2, Cathcart Circle Line. Back in after run 4, a nice evening run for us at the moment. It's currently about 7 PM. Well, it's 7 PM there. And yeah, running a trip from, well, Newton, Mount Florida, through to Glasgow, and into the depot. So we'll set our train up, prepare for our journey today, and get ourselves ready to go. Set the reverser to neutral. Set the lights to marker lights and headlights. Open doors to passengers. Also activate the AWS. And there we are. Welcome right now to Newton. So this is the furthest east that the line goes. In reality, the Cathcart Circle does go, or at least this branch does go a little bit further on, so out further east continues further. But as per this route, Newton will be our starting and stopping location. Okay, train currently inbound on the right there. Lock doors. Let's get going, shall we? A report has come in that storm clouds have been forecast in the region. It's recommended that you travel at slow speeds and watch for upcoming signal changes. So if we jump back into the cab, let's prepare ourselves for a slow departure route. So reverse forwards. Set the brakes to release. So if we're going to travel slowly on this run today, we've got 1.4 miles, 4 minutes to travel to Kirkhill. Throttle 2 or 3 should suffice for this. So in terms of the football event today, Mount Florida, the station serves Hampden Park, which is the home of the Scottish national team and formerly of Queen's Park. And so, presumably, there's an international football game today. No doubt the slow wiper setting. Gee, okay. We'll have to leave it on slow then. Not the quietest wiper action in the world. The Hampden Park, south Mount Florida. And we'll have a look at the scenery as well, if the stadium does even appear as part of the world here in Train Sim World. As it is a short walk away, but not a massive trip. I will say the 314 in this sim is very faithfully recreated. I do love the detail pretty much in every little aspect of this train. It's a lot of fun to drive, feels really good. And the braking, once you get used to it, you do get a good feel for it. So it's quite good for the initial application, but then potentially has like a tendency to roll slightly towards the end. There you go, the AWS flower has now disappeared, so it means that there's nothing for us to be left with attention to. Could go for 4. I don't know too much in regards to the train's acceleration. We have got external headlights on, right, do we? Yeah, in reality, we must have the cab lights off, but I'm even doubting the marker headlights actually do anything right now. Very dark outside, very gloomy. Welcome to Scotland, eh? Welcome to Scotland. I better start slowing down now. Kirkhill's just around the corner. There's the platforms. Oof, I've got to say, the wet weather, the braking. Man, that is slow. Alright, be sure to brake earlier next time. Doors unlocked. So you can control the lights on the outside bit. I wonder if there's any like gauge lights or something that we can then access from here. High beam, reserve beams. Destination board lights come on. Headlight and marker lights set. You've got cab lights, but that's not what I want. I'm just kind of like background gauge lights, something that's not super bright. Gives you a simple enough view of the outside. Probably not, to be fair. Probably not. No, so the only lights to get are the ones just outside the cab. Yeah, it doesn't really make it any brighter or darker, doesn't it? Lock doors, and let's get going. So I've noticed up there you got the close doors option. So if I open this side door... Ah, no, sorry, it's not a side door, it's a window. Door's over there. Still getting used to this train, still getting used to it. Right, release the brakes, and let's get going. Next station is Burnside. Then it's Croftfoot, Kings Park, and then from Kings Park we hit the junction, which takes us into Mount Florida. So we'll spot Cathcart Station to the left-hand side, but on this run, it's not a station we'll be stopping at. So if we bounce the throttle around the 3 position, it stops raining. We cut the wipers for a little bit, have a look at the windshield. Yeah, that is still collecting rain, quite a heavy rate. So we're up to 40, leave train coasting at 40, and just under a mile, we'll arrive at our next station at Burnside. So these trains are 314s. They operated here in Glasgow from 1979 up until 2019. That's 79, 19... 40 years these trains are in operation for. 40 years. And while they are slightly newer, ever so slightly newer than the 313s, for a long while these trains were probably up to become one of the oldest running stock in the UK. But at the moment, nothing crowns that of the Bakerloo line, 1972 stock trains, at 49 years. So originally it was the Class 483, the Isle of Wight trains, the former London Underground 83 stocks, sorry, 38 stocks even. But having been retired in early 2021, that crown now passes along to the current Bakerloo stock. And with the District Line trains, the former these stocks, they're 1972, I think. No, 1983, I think, actually. Those trains are actually quite new, so when they're converted to Viva stock, they're still newer than a lot of the current run stock around the UK. Pacer trains got retired last week. The 20-year foot gap into cheaper, newer trains ended up lasting just over 40 years, which is again shows the longevity of those things. Yeah, a lot of the old stock slowly making their way out now. HSTs, they were retired in, well, they still operate for cross country, but Great Western, Midland Main Line, also they operate in Scotland as well. Speaking of that, into Severn City. But yeah, GWR retired them, Midland Main Line retired them, East Coast Main Line retired them. Even they're a thing of the past now. Right, doors close. Next station, Croftfoot. So as we continue our slow crawl of the Glaswegian suburban area. I mean, there's much scenery to see out the window, but any scenery there is out there will now slowly get busier and busier, slowly more built up and built up, as we do reach the main city centre. A little bit braking on now, so I'll go downhill, 1% gradients. Don't have to be speeding too much over the 50 miles per hour mark there. So just be general and gentle application of the brakes. Step 1, bring it down, release, drop it slightly, release. Now apply the braking as we're about to go right through Croftfoot without me even spotting the platform this last second there. Should be alright, Yeah, plenty of room. Quite a long platform here actually, Croftfoot. Stop being the platform, we have plenty of distance between the front and the rear of the train. Right, doors unlocked. Yeah, please fit another carriage at the front there, and at the back. Yeah, probably fit a whole 9-10 car train in this. I think 12 is the maximum you can get in the UK at the moment. 12 car sets. So yeah, 1911. Stopping at Kings Park, Mount Florida, Cross Hill, Queen's Park, Pollock Shores East and Glasgow Central. Service formed of 6 coaches.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
Oops. Camera, so I moved underneath the train there. Right, so next station is Kings Park, our final stop on the Neilston branch. And then from that point on, we're back on the main line in towards Glasgow Central. So the track we've been on a couple of times now, with different scenarios and live stream. Well, I must say the power gain isn't really there, that's better. You can hear the motor skiing to life now. It's a very slow departure, that. Saw a sign on the left hand side there for 25 miles per hour. Basically, as we depart from Cathcart Station, don't need to go too fast at all. As we hit the junction towards the Cathcart Circle. Now entering Kings Park. Again, station with only an annual ridership of about 25-30,000 people. It's not a busy line, this. Not a busy line. About 1,000 people use it every day. Compared to London, that's absolutely not. Compared to even a lot of places in the country, it's not much at all, this. Doors release. So in real life, I've never been on 3-on-4 personally. It's not a train I've been on. So I have ridden on a couple of 3-on-3s. So back when they were on the Great Northern Line, they had a couple of runs in those to Alexandra Palace for the London Festival of Railway show. Sorry, London Festival of Model Railway, L-Form. And also did the East Coast Way a couple of weeks ago. So around between Brighton and Seaford. I mean, they're classic British EMUs, but for me personally, while I can understand why people like them, I don't quite get the shine, if you know what I mean. Again, they're classic, they've got comfy seats, but I don't know, they're just normal trains to me. There are some units that I do really enjoy, but there are some trains where I just don't quite get the fan, if you know what I mean. But I can understand why people do like it. For me, a good train has a proper motor. How it sounds. Comfort as well. Comfier the seats, the better it is. But motors, if it sounds good, then it's a good train for me. So I like that, the Bakerloo line. Even these motors as well. The motors do sound good for me on these ones. But it's the ones on the southern line. Where do they operate from? It's London Bridge to... I can't remember where they go to. It's like 415s, I think? 415s? I'd have to double check the class number for that. But, yeah, Bakerloo line trains, 1972 slots, they sound very good. 1973 Piccadilly line trains sound good. You've got the more modern trains as well, so 1996 Jubilee line trains on London Underground. Love the motors on those. Metcam motors always sound pretty good. Yeah, if the ambient sound is good, then I do enjoy it. Right, so now back on the Cathcart Circle. Mount Florida is our next station. Hopefully the UI doesn't disappear on me this time, as it hasn't a couple of times in the Mount Florida area. I'm not quite sure what causes that, but hey ho. Right, back up to 35 miles per hour now. Good drink of water as you start to slow down into Mount Florida. So if there's a football game today, you expect the station to be relatively busy. Obviously, turnout today wasn't quite that high, eh? Right, gentle crawl and halt. So as the passengers load and disembark, let's have a quick look out. Can we spot the stadium from here? The answer is no, I don't think we can. It's just out of range, just out of reach. Yeah, not... Whoops. Oop. Use the roof of that building. Yeah, I mean, the weather's probably playing a... Well, weather and time of day is probably playing a factor in it as well. Stadium, is just out of reach, just out of view. Can't quite spot it. So we'll be stopping here for an extra 30 seconds or so. And let's see another scenario markup as to what happens next.
Ticket checks are in operation.
Might as well click this map while we're here. There we go.
Have your tickets available for inspection.
Yeah, quite a fun little map there. Although I disagree with the drawing of this bit, the triangle in the middle. That's not quite like that in real life. The junction itself is just where it kind of all splits off on the left hand side there. Cathcart, I believe, should probably be positioned here instead, on the dots, on the junction. Right, back to the cab, close the doors, and let's get going. Should have core controls here, yes. Close the doors right. Oh, is it non-functional? Ah, okay. Right, we'll do it from the cab then. Those claws? Closed doors, even. Interesting, okay. Well, we'll do it from the rail driver then. So there you got closed doors. Open them from there, door release. Interesting, okay. With all spectators on board, the next task is cottage service, stopping all stations into Glasgow Central. So, close the brakes. Release the brakes even, not close the brakes. Close that door. And have a slow departure out to our next station at Cross Hill. Okay, no slow departure. We've got 30 seconds to travel for 700 yards. Probably should have paid more attention to time there. But I can't blame me, door operation wasn't working. We'll get back to the depot later. Gonna have to put that into the fault book. Can't close the doors. Gotta let somebody know that. Still going downhill slightly, 1% gradient, so gonna have to play on the brakes again just to keep that train from going too fast down the hill. And halts. Yeah, so we're about 30 seconds behind schedule right now, 30-40 seconds. Go for a speedy load of passengers. There we go. Release the brakes. Wait for the click. Let's distinguish. Let's get going. Queen's Park. Followed by Pottshields East and Glasgow Central, our final stop. So 3 more stops. Next station now. Man, this really is a dark and gloomy route, this. It really feels like Glasgow. Just as it expects from it. Raining, depressing. The rain's getting worse and worse slowly during this trip. I'm sure if you have got any locals watching this, you can agree. This is pretty much what it's like every night here in the second Scottish city.
Please ensure you have a valid ticket for travel. You will be expected to produce your ticket when asked to do so.
Close doors. Brakes released. And it's it going. Pottshields East, our penultimate stop. We're 4% downhill now, so it's probably the steepest of this route now. Let's leave the brakes, yeah, just gently step on release. It's absolutely fine with the style of the train. On the left, you see the red signal. That's the Cathcart Circle anti-clockwise track. As we now enter the platforms for the clockwise. Sorry. Well, it's not really clockwise, anti-clockwise, it's both travel that same direction. Yeah, so that's the westerly bit of the track, or on the easterly bit of the track. Braking could have been a little better there. Probably could have done with a bit less slippage. It could be worse. Could be much worse in this weather. We have also clawed back time there. Now with maybe 10-15 seconds or so from the departure time. Much better than we were doing earlier. Doors close. Release the brakes. Muscle up. Glasgow Central, just under a mile and a half. 5 minutes to get there. So seeing it drops down to 30, or just down to 25. It's then a relatively slow crawl the rest of the way. 25 down to 20. As we cross the bridge, down to 15 as we crawl into the platform. So a combination of light braking and uphill gradients just allows the train to naturally slow down on its own to the speed limits. Very minimal input from myself there. It's what makes a good train. If you can drive itself with minimal input from the driver, ultimately that allows for the smooth operation of a train. So, nice and steady, put a little bit of speed back into it, I'm still going 25. I see green aspects in front of us. So, I absolutely adore the glow coming off the signals there. The weather probably playing a good part on that, as well as the darkness. But the starlight effects of the signals really do look good from the cab. They're bright, they're clear, they're visible. Absolutely fantastic, that's. And they're proper LEDs too. If you go up to the lights up close, you can see the each individual light there. Each individual light's different brightness as well. They've been properly done in Trains and Worlds. The design of all this, accurate we see in real life. Right, so this point down to 50 miles per hour now, crawling into platform 5. So it's flat ground. At this point, I'm not going to put any more power in, not going to put any more braking in. Just let the train cross the end of the line, and then hit the brakes just before we hit the buffers. You can see one train there, stable on the far right, so you see the second train in the station itself. So a couple of trains terminated. And presumably, soon going to make their own departures out as well. Don't forget, we are running into an extra service from the main timetable. The next service that's here for the football game today, so in regards to further journeys, all we've got left is now a empty coach stock depot run. Cut the wipers, so we're now under a roof. A little bit braking now. Perfect. Doors released. So now got to wait until 19:30. While we're here, I'll have a quick look around, see what else the station's to offer. This also works. Close the door. So controls the local door, obviously. A little switch there, but this still busted. Bell works though. Close that, and then to get back in again, presumably there. Switch down there, twist to the door right, opens the door, and then you're back into the cab. Very, very good that. Proper hydraulic buffers as well. So if you hit the buffers, well, hydraulic here, we should also slow train down. Damages the fronts, but ultimately it's obviously from over on the platform, ending up into the, well, concourse basically. Grab the map. Oh, you go through the gate line. Ah, can't do that in previous routes. I know there's a way to actually leave the station. Presume that'll be a yeah, invisible wall. I presume that's going to be a metro tunnel there. Right, lock the doors. Then presumably take train out of service. So reverse her into neutral. Cut the vestibule lights. Nice job. This traverse time lights here, and will not be running any further schedules this evening. Your final task this evening is to bring train into the Shields depot for storage. Gosh, I really can't read anymore. I might have to get therapy. So let's set the headlights to off, or into tail lights. Reverse into the off position, and master key remove. Also, kill the AWS train protection warning system. We'll go through the train. Just make sure that everyone's off the train. So no more passengers on board, no more sitting down. It should be an empty train for us. To the very end. That's good. We squeeze out the front here now. All empty. All empty. What's that? Ah, passenger safety information, very good. No maps, no advertisements on the train, nothing standouts. And yep, can confirm, the train is actually, in fact, empty. Normally in these scenarios, you get like one or two people just sitting behind stragglers. But it doesn't, they've changed that now, and so the train does empty out, which is very good. I wonder if there's a way we can turn off the passenger saloon lights, if that's an option on this train. Probably is, from the driver's end. I got a foot warmer at least. Station board lights on. Ah, I've got to turn it off on the other side. Fair enough. Master key in, master key on. Set the reverser to forwards. Yeah, I don't think there's a way you can turn off the saloon lights. Fair enough. Headlights to markers. Apply some power. Let's get moving. Brakes released. Train departs. Get back to the wipers now as you depart. And so for Shields Depot, as opposed to following the main Cathcart Circle, what this line does is it diverts us out to the side. So we cut across all of the main lines, head towards the west, and it's the first track up, into the reverse siding, change ends again, and then reverse cells into whichever platform they're going to store us at. You can see a 3-car set and a 6-car set in stabling. We'll be joining them very shortly. Up to 20 miles per hour now. I'm sure the visibility's getting worse outside. The visibility absolutely getting worse. I like the little green reflection on the track there. Just a moment ago. But outside, seeing less and less of the outside world. the blinds there, can't move those. Back up to 20. Yeah, going downhill, so again, let train naturally speed up to 20 when we need to. Keep it on the left hand side, so very soon be able to swap the depot itself. Need to go along the length of that. 45 miles per hour. Don't mind if I do. Let's go up to 60 very shortly. So I think this is the high-speed mainline out. And it's only operated by the in 7 city units as opposed to 314s like this. Dual yellow specs. Spot the single yellow up ahead as well as the light above showing me that the track junction points are set for the left. There's Shields Depot, spot the building on the left there. Okay, not much to really look at being wet and dark outside. Hey ho. Let's reduce down to 40. Prepare ourselves now to stop. Down to 15 now. So that was a repeater. Junction pointing left. A red signal just up ahead. Nice and slowly, nice and gently, about 100 yards or so, until we halt. Shutdown trailer, so tail light sets. Reverser into off, remove that, also turn off the destination lights. Let's go change sides, shall we? Presumably there'll be like a guard panel or something inside this section here which lets you turn off the lights. That or there'll be a switch which I'm certain will be modelled, just not visible. So let's run through the cab ends, back through, closing the door this time. Don't want to leave that one open. These carriages you could probably guess why we're leaving open, because in reality they'd probably move around and close themselves with the momentum of the train. But I've got to say, the interior, well, very, very lifelike to the real thing. Very lifelike indeed. Alright, in we go. Open door. Jump in. We'll turn off the destination lights now. Must key to on. Train in forward. Set the headlights to markers. And let's get going, shall we? Release the brakes. Wait for brake pressure to drop. And apply some light throttle. So about 600 yards of 50 miles per hour driving. As you got across to the right hand side. you go. SD Sands Depot sets. Ah, now I got a bit of lighting. Looks much better. Alright, down to 5 miles per hour now. Yeah, trying to go too far below the 5 miles per hour. Not that it's a bad thing, more that if we're going at like 3 miles per hour the rest of the way, it's going to be the slowest run in the world, this. Takes us a good hour to travel the 200 yards up ahead. 6 car sets, so got to push right to the end of the siding line here. I see a few more trains have stabled since last hit the map. So one train down left, going downhill slightly. Got 2 on the right. What is that on the left? It's like a... Oh no, it is an underpass, so it's going downhill. But it's cutting across before heading down towards, presumably Neilston then, for that bit, Neilston station. Nearly there. Nearly there. It'd be a lot nicer if it was daytime. Opportunity to kind of see the detailing of this bit. Yeah, I can imagine that there would be train protection there stopping you from standing up. But hey, I've deactivated it, so let's have a look around, shall we? Door's locked. Can you open a window on this side? Oh, that's a shame. Fair enough. Oh, there we go. Local door's open. Very good indeed. Again, I love the detailing in this sim. It does look fantastic. Does look very, very good. Another 9 yards. 6. Get a little bit of a boost in there. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Perfect. Ah, that's the end of the route, okay. Well, fair enough. No debriefing, none of that stuff. So, level 7 on the Cathcart Circle and 3 on 4. 44 minutes taken, distance driven, 10 miles. About 400 yards walked, 11,000 awareness points for the gold medal. Again, overall, not too bad stopping distance. There are a few stations that got a little bit off there. So, for example, Croftfoot, 24 yards due to the rain. But otherwise, not too bad there. I think 6 yards seems to be the rolling number for that. 2 yards at Glasgow Central, and at Shields Depot, 0.268 yards there. Very close, centimetres in it. Yeah, but otherwise, not a bad run. That's another very good trip for the Cathcart Circle. So, yeah, that was mission 2. That was extra time. Back again tomorrow for next scenario Divergence. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for the support. And I'll see you all again in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.